So you never wanted a regular type life?
The fuck is that? Barbecues and ball games?
Yeah.
This regular type life, that your life?
We all have that one film, the one that fundamentally rewires your brain, the one that sets a quiet, subconscious benchmark in your mind, so that every single time you sit down to watch a new movie, there's a voice in the back of your head making comparisons. For me, that baseline is Michael Mann's 1995 masterpiece, Heat. Tom as a curse, I'd be watching a multi-$100 million blockbuster, a tight indie thriller or a high-stakes crime drama, and without fail, I start asking myself the same questions. Does this action actually feel dangerous? Are these characters behaving like true professionals? Is this atmosphere thick enough to drown him? So why Heat? Why does a 3-hour mid-90s crime epic hold this level of collateral real estate over how I perceive visual storytelling? It isn't unnatural, and it isn't just about the iconic pairing of Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. It comes down to a deliberate standard of craft, a refusal to take shortcuts across 3 core pillars: audio realism, spatial geometry, and character mirroring. Today, we will be breaking them down and questioning why I compare Heat to everything I watch.
There's a flip side to that coin. What if you do got me boxed in, and I gotta put you down? Because no matter what, you will not get my way.
Let's start with the most immediate sensory shock, the sound design. In 99% of modern cinema, sound design is polished, sanitized, and built entirely in a quiet studio months after filming wrapped. Gunshots sound like punchy stock sound effects, crisp, controlled, and fake. Michael Mann took a completely different approach for the infamous downtown bank robbery sequence. Instead of replacing the audio in post-production with synthetic, heavy bass hits, he used the raw production audio recorded live on the streets of Los Angeles. That deafening hollow roar isn't just noise, it's physical acoustics. You can hear the sound bouncing off the glass and concrete skyscrapers surrounding them. It gives the gunfire weight, presence, and an overwhelming sense of violence and danger. When I watch a new film today, I listen for that acoustic authenticity. If an action scene feels sterile, if I can tell the audio is slapped on top of a green screen set in post, it completely breaks the illusion for me, because Heat set that standard. And sound shouldn't just be heard, it should occupy physical space. As well as this, most action films treat music purely as a hype machine. It's loud, bombastic, orchestral brass designed to tell you, hey look, this part is intense. But Heat takes a radical different path. Composer Elliot Goldenthal, along with Michael Mann's selection of licensed ambient tracks, treats the score not as background music, but as a brooding, melancholic pulse. Goldenthal swapped traditional superhero fanfares for a guitar orchestra, layered with low-register synth textures and the haunting strings of a quartet. It doesn't sound like a typical crime movie, it sounds like urban isolation. When Brian Eno's pulsing track, Force Mac, kicks in as the crew prepares for the bank heist, it isn't heroic, it's mechanical, icy, and inevitable, and by the time the film reaches its final breath, set to Moby transcendent, God moving over the face of the waters, the music reflects the quiet tragedy of 2 men trapped by their own natures. When I look at modern films, I ask, does the music have something to say about the character's internal world, or is it just filling the dead air? Heat proved that score can turn a simple shootout into a haunting requiem. Technical brilliance with sound and score is empty if you don't care about the people holding the guns. This brings us to the narrative core, the mirroring dynamic between Neil McCauley and Vincent Hanna. Many thrillers give you a standard hero versus villain setup, where the antagonist exists purely as a plot obstacle. He treats his protagonist and antagonist as two sides of the exact same coin. Both men are elite at what they do. Both are utterly consumed by their callings, and both are fundamentally incapable of maintaining a normal personal life or sustaining a healthy relationship because of the path they've chosen. They are isolated figures operating in the same cold nighttime city. That legendary diner scene isn't an explosion of violence. It's a quiet conversation between two professionals who understand each other better than anyone else in their lives ever could. They share a deep mutual respect, even while acknowledging that if push comes to shove, neither will hesitate to put the other down. When I evaluate character conflicts in stories today, I look for this level of thematic symmetry. A great adversary shouldn't just be a target. They should act as a mirror that reflects the protagonist's deepest flaws, obsessions, and tragic path.
I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best, trying to stop guys like me.
So you never wanted a regular type life?
What the fuck is that? Barbecues and ball games?
Yeah.
Beyond how a scene sounds, and how the actors are, and how the plot goes, there's also how it's staged. We live in an era dominated by rapid-fire cuts and frantic shaky cam, designed to hide poor choreography or CGI. Half the time, you can't tell who is shouting at who, or where anyone is standing. But Michael Mann operates with total spatial clarity. Look at how he frames its set pieces. The camera stays wide enough for you to understand the actual geography of the street. You know where Neil's crew is, where the LAPD officers are, and the exact distance between them. More importantly, Mann respects the intelligence of both his characters and his audience. This is pure competence. These aren't action heroes who never run out of ammo or survive on plot ammo. They check their corners, communicate with real tactical discipline, and reload under pressure. When characters act like absolute professionals within a logically mapped space, the tension skyrockets. Whenever I watch a film where characters make stupid choices just to push the plot, or where the editing becomes a disorientating blur, I miss the spatial elegance of Heat. Nowhere is the standard of craft clearer than in the film's final minutes on the LAX runway. It is, without exaggeration, one of the single greatest scenes in cinema history. There are no frantic cuts, no dramatic final monologues, and no artificial triumph. Just two men in the dark, moving through the blinding strobe of runway lights, playing out of the inevitable conclusion they both agreed to back at the diner. When Vincent finally reaches out and takes Neil's hand as he dies, there's no villain defeating a hero. It's just a quiet, tragic resolution of two men who are bound by the exact same code, set against Moby's soaring, melancholic skull. That shot of Pacino, standing alone over De Niro, looking out into the pitch-black Los Angeles sky, captures everything Heat is about: atmosphere, respect, isolation, total tragic elegance. That's why I compare everything I watch to Heat. It isn't about a film snob or refusing to enjoy fun. easy movies. It's about holding modern visual storytelling to a baseline, where every sound effect, camera angle, musical cue, and character choice is executed with absolute conviction. Michael Mann set a bar in 1995 that very few films have ever achieved, but the ones that try are always the ones worth watching. So, I have to pass the question to you. What's that movie for you? Which film rewired your brain, ruined other movies for you, and built your ultimate cinema benchmark? Drop your pick in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't watched it yet, please do. Thank you.